Okay, we are live. And when I say we are live, I mean I am live. And Mod Pro is saying yay. Mod Pro's got a commercial. We gotta wait for the commercial to finish. Okay. All right. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait for the commercial. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll we're just waiting for Mod Pro's commercial to end. And then we'll get on with it. And yeah. So, and Mod Pro says we. Now, does we mean the commercial's over, or is we mean, I can't wait for this commercial to be over? Commercials are usually pretty quick, I would think. We back. We are back. Okay, I'm back. You're back. We're back. But you know who's not back? Mars, not back. Mars gave me the courtesy of a text letting me know, hey, not going to be around today, which I never got around to texting him back saying, cool. I should have done. I was in the middle of stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to have to type something back, let him know cool. And I didn't. And then it's like, well, I could just tell him on the show tonight, oh, wait, that's not going to. Yeah, so I got to text him back at some point. And Brian, I don't know. You know, he's kind of been hit or miss lately. But so I texted Brian, and he wrote back. I already typed this in the chat. So my one and only listener already knows this. But in case anyone happens to click on the YouTube demand. Just leaving the dentist office, I got a post implant, pretty much the most grueling dental procedure ever. I had no idea this would run so long/late. Painkillers wore off before the end of it. Oh, no fun at all, in spite of the Valium. And then I said, bummer, I take it you'll be taking more meds and calling it a day then? To try to kind of suss out a little bit of a, so that's a yes or a no for the show without sounding insensitive, because obviously I care about his painful procedure and his comfort. But I also kind of want to know if, like, this is the type of thing that, like, no, I could go for a show right now to try and distract me, or I can't even think about that. Like, sometimes you say the wrong thing and it's like, read the room. Well, sometimes it's not easy to read the room, especially when it's black and white text. So I'm like trying to suss it out. And he wrote back, maybe the pharmacy will be closed for MLK Day. Maybe Tylenol will work. I wrote back, isn't that like an emergency service? Something should be open for meds. So, but then again, I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, that does suck. That sucks, and hopefully, I would hope that when the pain ran out, the painkiller ran out, that they re-upped or redosed or whatever, and so that that was a something that sucked. But we're at a state that it doesn't still suck. Hopefully, like, the suck is in the rearview mirror, and hopefully someone else is in the driver's seat if Brian's on Valium. Is Valium a painkiller that you shouldn't drive on, or is it just a painkiller? I don't know. I don't know what you can or can't drive on. That's what labels on pill bottles are for. I'll figure that out later. And then I had a new coworker that I was drinking with, and he was asking me about my shows, and I was telling him about my shows, and I was like, you should join my shows. And it kind of implied, like, yeah, I could do that, you know. It kind of well, he didn't directly say, yeah, I could do that, you know, but he also didn't turn it down and kind of said he was available for that time, and said, you know. And then last time I was talking to him, I'm like, well, do you have a personal email I should send a link? He's like, the work email will work fine. I'd give you another email. I'm like, whatever, as long as you get the link. So I sent him a text about a half hour ago, like, hey, you around? You know, because I figure before I send the link to join, I'd get some kind of a phone response committing that, you know, he's ready to get the link, rather than have a link sitting in his work mailbox for, like, tomorrow morning to click on and then be like, what's this? But he hasn't responded So it was kind of a non-committal. Yeah, I could do it. Not a so I have 0 co-hosts right now. Possibly Brian, possibly my other coworker responding to the text at some point. But given that he's let that text sit for a half hour, yeah, I don't know. So, but Mod Pro's been waiting all day for this, and you know what? This is good. This is good that no one's here yet. Because now I can have my amusing observation of the day moment here without it setting off a firestorm. So pull up a chair, Mod Pro. I'm going to tell you a little story. Because at some point in the past 4 years, some smartass posted some kind of thing on Facebook to the effect of, check your friends. I guess there's a way that on Facebook you could see how many of your friends are following certain accounts or certain figures or certain things or whatever. And so some smartass is like, check your friends list, see how many of them are following Trump's account, see how many of them are following Biden's account. And I bet you'll find that more follow Trump than Biden. And, you know, what does that really mean? I mean, one could frame it to suggest that it's an example of how Trump's followers are almost like a cult. Some might suggest that it shows how unpopular Biden is. Some might just show that it shows how different groups of people behave differently, and it really means nothing at all. But I read that and I thought to myself, well, you know what? I can do something about that. I could go follow Biden's Facebook account so that I'm boosting the count, so that as more people throw this smart ass viral thing that means nothing around on Facebook, they could see which one I'm following, and then I'm not following none of them. I'm following one of them. So I followed Biden's Facebook account and went on with my day, which means that now whenever I go on Facebook and Biden makes some kind of an announcement or press response, that shows up in my feed in between the woodworking videos and things like that. So, you know, whatever. Now, here's the thing I didn't think about. I didn't think about the fact that this wasn't just Joe Biden setting up his own personal Facebook account and, you know, hey, that's Grandpa Joe over there. I'm following him. No, it was the official president of the United States Facebook account. So today I pull up Facebook, and the first thing I'm greeted in my alerts is, you know, your buddy Donald J. Trump has changed his profile picture. And it's like, ah! I'm not. Unfollow. I did not really react like that. I'm hamming it up for the story. I do this for you, Mod Pro. Basically, it was just like oh, shit, that's right. Okay, let's block that and get that off my Facebook feed so I can get back to scrolling through and watching woodworking videos. Meanwhile, he who shall remain unnamed, a.k.a. Addy, has made attempt number 2 through texting my phone to get around my blocking him on everything but my phone. So last week, he went with the simple, non-committal, hey, dude, let's talk, you know, type of thing. This week, he went with the anger baiting approach and sent me a link to an article about how the majority of Americans agree with the GOP on trans issues. I didn't click the link, and I didn't respond. And it's like, you know, the anger approach only works if I'm not speaking to you. The anger approach isn't going to get me to stop not speaking to you. So, like, wow. That was worse than, I mean, the short, simple, almost like sounds like it could be apologetic approach was the better approach. This week's approach, no. So sorry, Addy, your approach is declining. Then again, I am speaking to him through this video that he may or may not be watching. Mod Pro Renegade, I'd block him on everything, even phone. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. If you asked me yesterday, what is it that he does to piss you off? I would have said, like, oh, it's stupid political bullshit. He keeps on projecting things onto me, whatever. But I wouldn't have even remembered to mention what an asshole he is when it comes to trans issues. But today he reminded me what an asshole he is when it comes to trans issues, which makes him the type of person that I probably would rather just not associate with, because he's such an asshole when it comes to trans issues. Which just further, backs up that I should probably listen to Mod Pro and add my phone. Now I got to figure out how to block phone numbers on my phone. Thanks, Addy. So yeah, that's on the, maybe I'll do that after I take down the Christmas tree. I was going to do it this weekend. I was going to do it today. It is easy. I'm sure it's easy. I'm sure I could find it poking around. It'd just be quicker if I Google it. We could do it live here right now. No, let's not. Let's see. Open the phone app. Okay. Open the phone app. Tap the more. Let's see. I got keypad, recent contacts. The breadcrumbs. Oh, right. Open the more options icon. 3 vertical dots. Yeah, the breadcrumbs. Tap settings. Okay. All right. Tap settings. Tap block numbers. Oh, it's right there. It's the number one thing. I wouldn't have had to look far. Tap add phone number. Okay. All right. Add phone number. Enter the phone number you want to block. Oh, now I got to go look up the phone number. Let me back out of here now. Let's see. Where was that? All right. So it's right over here. No. Where is it now? Well, how many people texted me today? Let's see. Well, that's my pharmacy telling me I need to pick up my pills. That's Sir Mars telling me he can't do the show. That's oh, there it is. Okay. I don't have his name in my phone. I gave him my number some years ago. All right, let's see. 240. Should I read the whole thing out? I should probably just read the whole thing out. Those 3 numbers and those 4 numbers. Okay. There's a lot of there's 3 6s in that number. That makes sense. There's 2 5s in there. There's some zeros. There might even be a 1. Oh, wait, what did I put the phone down for? I still need the phone to finish this. I'm not done with the phone yet. I need to get back over to there. Tap my breadcrumbs, tap my settings, tap block numbers, add phone number, 605, 1. And then we'll hit that. You will no longer receive calls, or there we go. It's just that simple. It'd be even easier if I had him as a contact. Okay. All right. Any response from Brian while we're looking at things? Nope. So Brian's still looking to see if pharmacies are open or closed. So tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the invite link, and I'm going to throw it into Brian's messenger here, just in case he does get home at some point before I run out of material and end early. And I'm going to throw it in Mars's. Not so that he thinks I didn't read his text, but just because there have been times when Mars said I won't be around, and then he is at some point around or in a position that he can pop in. So I just always throw the link there. Yeah. Okay. And I could send the link to Whirlpool's customer support account. Nah, let's not. Okay, so and oh, good. I've gotten a response. Okay. So, oh my God, I so wanted to stop and read this thing right now. Um, this is cool. Okay. Which makes me wonder if I could do something with something else. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to everyone watching and listening to me talk about something with something else. No. So I played around with some film developing this weekend, and I had two rolls of film, of exposed film, in my fridge, and one of them was easy and the other one was hard. So let's talk about the easy one first. The easy one first was this one right here. This one right here. Sorry, I had to get the right tab up so I could actually see my camera, which is a roll of Ektachrome Type A, Ektachrome 160 Type A, which Type A means that it is for being shot under a camera light. So I shot this on Christmas using the camera light, which delighted my family. They always love it when they see the big train headlight coming out of my bag getting screwed on top of the old camera, because this roll expired in 1995. Those numbers are small. Anyways, in 1995 it expired. So, which is actually pretty recent for considering some of the film I deal with. So, I mean, by 95, if you're still shooting silent Super 8 movies, well, I guess if you can't afford a VHS camera, but you still have a Super 8 camera, you're going to keep using what you have. But I don't know how many people were still shooting these in 95 for their little home movies. But anyways, this was a film I picked up with a lot with some films. Actually, this came with an eBay lot that had 2 or 3 rolls that were exposed already and others that weren't. And so I was like, well, this will be perfect because it's balanced for the light, and I plan on just, we're not going to go hang out outside on Christmas Day. Why would we do that? That'd just be crazy. And so I need to rescan it. My scanner's having a little bit of problems, but from what I scanned, I have enough to work with to kind of show what came out. So I'm going to show, I edited a little bit of highlights off of this roll here. So basically, my sister had built this little DIY photo booth thing for her work holiday party, where she basically just took a box, opened up the top and the bottom of it, and on one end she hung some Christmas garland around the edges of it, and then she had this like box or bag full of like gimmicks, like Christmas themed glasses, Christmas themed headset things, reindeer antler things, so that way you dress up with something Christmassy, you put your head in the middle of this garland bordered box, and someone takes their phone and shoots a picture of you looking silly. And so she was like, well, we could do that while we're waiting for other people to arrive or while we're hanging out here. So I'm like, oh, perfect, I got the camera. And it was actually kind of pissing her off because when I turned on my headlight and was kind of shooting the camera, it was making her head cast a shadow onto the box while she's trying to take some close-up pictures, and just totally ruined. So I had to, I couldn't just film her taking pictures, which is one of the things I like to do with the Super 8 camera, is to film people taking pictures. There's something silly about that. That just appeals to me. And but basically I had to after she complained, I had to turn off the light, let her take her pictures, turn the light on, shoot a little film, and then they wave at me. And then they made me get in the box and put on some silly glasses, and then they're like, all right, now we got to blind you with the train headlight. So so anyways, let me go ahead and let me screen share my VLC player here. And here we go. So there's Kristen. Now, she put on a headset that's a bit tall. It's got some like Christmas lights on it. And so she's kind of ducking down, smiling. And this is where I think Steph's complaining about my lighting. Now there she is with the light blinking glasses, And now there's my dad and my niece looking through the doodads and trinkets, and my dad's got the glasses on, and Gabby's going to put some glasses on, and now there's me with the silly, goofy glasses and my Santa hat and the sweater, and there's Steph not liking the light, and Aiden. There's Steph and Aiden. Steph hates the light. There's Aiden and Gabby. Gabby's going to hide from the light now. And there goes the photo booth box. There's Steph giving me a look. She's not happy with the light up. And my brother and his wife have showed up. There's their dog. And there's Greg and Kristen and Charlotte, the dog. And there's Kristen opening up a Christmas gift. Gotta get some movies of some Christmas gifts being opened. So Kristen's opening up a gift she got there. And then there's Gabby opening up a gift, which this is funny. I did not get her this. Someone got her this. It's Kerplunk. And we were talking about Kerplunk as a good Christmas gift. And so I thought it was funny she ended up getting Kerplunk. And then I shot the rest of the film with Momo to use up the rest of the film. So there's Momo. Not quite sure why I am pointing a train headlight at her. But and trying her best to not look at the light. So there. So yeah, some dirt got on the scanner, so I need to rescan this. Also, the scanner's developed an annoying habit of every now and then dimming the backlight unless I like kind of tap it on a surface to jostle the loose connection back into place. Also, a hair got caught in the scanner there on the left side. So yeah, I need to rescan this. Is what I need to do at some point. But anyways, that's that roll of film. So that was a success. That was a successful color development of 1995 expired Ektachrome, which is not hard to do because 90s Ektachrome and late 80s Ektachrome is very similar to modern Ektachrome, and so a modern kit will work. Although my modern kit did not work and ruined the roll that I shot on Thanksgiving. And I think what happened is that I had some late 80s Ektachrome that I thought was good to develop with a modern kit, but I think it turns out it wasn't good to because it came out completely clear, no emulsion. It just melted the emulsion completely off. And I think that's what ruined the chemicals. I think having a whole roll of films emulsion just melt into a patch of chemicals will make it not work right anymore. And so that and those kits are not cheap. I mean, it's like $50 for a kit of chemicals, but there are ways you can mix up your own chemical. Now, black and white chemicals, easy to mix up your own. But it turns out that you can pretty much buy most of what you need from Amazon to mix up color negative motion picture developer and bleach. And Fixer's pretty standard stuff too that you could buy from a Photoshop. And some people online have played around with a method of doing a first black and white developer, re-exposing to light, and then doing the color developer and bleach to reverse it to color positive, which is similar to how the kit. So that's what I did with this. So I did this with the chemicals I mixed up myself. HC110 developer for first developed, re-exposed to light, ECN2 color developer, ECN2 bleach, and a Fixer. And it came out. I mean, the color was a little blue tinted, but I was able to correct that pretty easily on the scan. And it looks good projected. So, anyways, that's that roll. Now, the other roll I have in my fridge is something a little harder, which is a roll of film that It's 160G Ektachrome. The G means it's general purpose, so it's balanced to be able to be shot indoors with a camera light or outdoors in daylight. In reality, what that means is it's kind of bad at both. It kind of splits the difference. Normally, you'd have a film that is balanced for daylight, and so if you shoot it under a camera light, you got to use a filter to adjust, or you have a film that's balanced for camera light, which means that you got to use a filter if you're shooting out in daylight. But 160G was this general purpose film that was balanced to be able to do either or and not need a filter, which was probably adequate for your home consumer use. But people that are into shooting film basically kind of scoff at it that, yeah, it's not that good stuff. But I have some of it that I got for cheap off of eBay, and I had a roll that expired in 77. And so I took it to the beach, and in August, actually, and there was a hurricane out at sea. So the waters were rough. We didn't even go up onto the beach that weekend, really, except for when I shot this roll of film. Because, I think like on the Saturday of the weekend, my dad went up there, saw it was pretty rough, and we thought, oh, it's probably going to be rougher today. So we went up to see it. I'm like, oh, good, I'll shoot some film of some rough ocean. And we got up there, and it wasn't that rough. It's like, it's not as rough as it was. So I was kind of bummed that I missed the good rough ocean day. But anyways, I'm like, whatever. I'm going to shoot this whole roll. This is perfect. I'll shoot the whole roll at the ocean. It'll give me something to focus on, to look at, to have a movie of. And also, it gives me a whole roll of film that I really don't care about because it's just 3 minutes of ocean. That's all. Nothing all that exciting. Not that it's that boring, but and this way I have a roll of film that I don't care about. So I have one thing that I'm going to try to do, which is to try to get a color development out of this 77 expired Ektachrome 160G. And the problem with Ektachrome film that expired in the 70s is that the emulsion is very soft on that, and the processing for that would require a hardener, which would have formaldehyde in it. So I bought a bottle of formaldehyde off of Amazon, and they delivered it right to my door. And I did not have success with my initial test. Now, I think what's gone wrong with my initial tests of trying to develop strips of this roll of film is that I was assuming that the hardener would take care of all the temperature problems. So I mixed up my hardener and clearing bath for the hardener. And yeah, that's dead juice. Exactly. Thank you. So the problem is that back in the 70s, the process that would develop this Ektachrome film would develop at a temperature of 85 degrees Fahrenheit. The modern chemicals that I have to develop modern Ektachrome, that I was hoping would be similar enough, is the timings are for developing at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And I figured, well, I'll harden it. And the hardener means it can handle higher temperatures, and the 85 is just what those chemicals required. It should still be hardened enough to process at 100, right? No, I melted the emulsion off of it. So yeah, I think that's what's been happening. I've just not gotten anything out of my initial test. So I was thinking, all right, well, I mixed up a new batch of chemicals. I got a successful development out of my roll of 90s Ektachrome. So now I have good color developing chemicals. Maybe if I try doing Brian had it. If y'all going to be late, I'm going to have to tell everything twice. Let's see. Not really scheduled procedure. All right. Brian had a dental appointment, a dental procedure that took longer than he thought, and his painkillers wore off before the procedure was done. I don't know the rest of the story, except that he's been on his way home, and I don't know if like the dental procedure making him late is like I don't want to even do a stream because like pain and blah blah, or like, you know, sorry I'm running late but have I a story to tell. I really don't know. I've been trying to suss out without directly saying, so you're doing a show or you're not doing a show, because when someone's like, oh man, I had a dental process that went wrong and boy am I in pain, you know, you don't want to be like, that's nice, so you doing a show or you're not doing a show. Anyways, so and then Mars texted me earlier today that he can't make it, and my coworker that was going to join me, he hasn't responded to my texts. It was kind of a non-committal. He might join me. He's usually available this time, but I guess he's so, you know. But Mod Pro has been waiting all day for this show. What about the space modulator, dude? Space modulator. What's a space modulator? Don't know what dude you're talking about. Next week will be I cut my nails and my big toe is bleeding. Okay, now that's a lame excuse. Now, my painkillers ran out during my dental procedure that went longer than expected is a better excuse than I cut my nails. Anyways, so where was I? Yes, so I thought to myself, well, what if I take my 1977 expired Ektachrome in the fridge that it is shot purely for color testing? Because I'm at the point where normally if there was anything I cared about, I would have given up on the color testing and just did a black and white development of it and watch and enjoy the movie. But since I shot this film strictly for color testing, when I run out of ideas, I put it back in the fridge and you know, rethink and regroup and come back when I'm ready to try something else. So this time I'm like, all right, well, let's try the hardener and neutralizer bath to get it, you know, to where it can handle things to temp. But this time, instead of temping my chemicals to 100 that it's supposed to be, I'll temp them to 85 and adjust the times a little bit. But I'm not quite sure how or what to adjust the time. But, you know, I took some guesses, did some reading, and so I came up with a process just to see where it was on a test strip. And I actually got a image that is recognizable. And it is color. Just not the right colors, and it's also not colors, it's color, but it is a recognizable image of the ocean. And so you're all, this is exciting stuff here. What is exciting stuff here? It is exciting that I have gotten this. This is, wow, will you look at the picture there? And that Dune writes in, you took fridge film, threw it in 100-degree water, and was shocked when it melted. No, I took fridge film, ran it through documented chemical processes that would harden it to be able to handle 85 degrees, and was surprised that that limit was a hard limit. And Dune writes in, live from Jupiter. Yeah. Now, what was exciting was that when I took the film out of the processing tank and held it up to light when it was done, I actually saw that there were frames, which said to me that something developed rather than nothing developing. The emulsion was still on it. The emulsion wasn't melting off. The emulsion wasn't delicate, so my hardener worked, even though my hardener that I mixed up was a year old and had chunks of solids in the bottom of it at this point. I really should get out the bottle of formaldehyde and mix up a new batch of hardener. but it worked. It still worked. The hardener's not the issue. The issue is that I am using chemicals for different types of film, so I'm trying to cross process, and I'm doing it at temperatures that are lower than what they're supposed to be, and I haven't quite got the timing right. But and red is orange is a color. And some people could even say it. But yeah, so anyways, we actually do have lines of sea foam on the waves breaking of the ocean here, and we got the horizon line up here. So it is actually it did develop somewhat. And it is positive. So I did successfully reverse the image. Does it move? Well, I only developed a small strip. So I do have multiple frames that I could make this move, but the short strip doesn't really my film scanner is not good at grabbing it and scanning in each individual film and frame in succession. I'd probably need to splice some leaders on either end of it to lengthen it up and get it to tension, and it would take some effort for me to make the small amount of frames that developed move. But in theory, I do have maybe like 10 frames that could be made to move. So like not even a second. So it's just not, for the purposes of this test, movement was like the least important thing. But I do have that strip put to the side downstairs somewhere, so I could try to do that another time. Sparky, ready to get out there, leader? Which way did they go? But anyways, so that's where I am with that roll of film. And so I posted this to the Super 8 Facebook group. A guy by the name of Adrian Cousins, who's done some amazing things with, I think Adrian Cousins is the only person on the planet that can, well, no, actually, I take that back. There's a handful of people. One of the few people that is actually getting color development of Kodachrome anymore. So anyways, let's see. So he wrote to me. What did he write to me? He wrote to, let's see. To be honest, if it's not been stored in the fridge, there's no way you'll get a decent result. I know that. 160G was a bit dodgy even when fresh, according to reports. You could try processing it as black and white reversal and then put it in a ferrocyanide bleach bath, wash, put it into a room temperature color developer bath, then bleach fix it, and you'll get a color image. Now, that was a lot there, and with no like timing details in there. So I asked some follow-up questions. Let's see. By black and white reversal, I mean the whole process. So it results in a black and white positive image. Then you follow this with a ferrocyanide bleach bath. This converts the developed silver back into silver bromides. It's known as a rehalogenating bleach. Expose this to light, and you now have a film that can be developed again, but this time you use a color developer which develops the silver, and because the dye couplers are still in the film, the black and white reversal leaves them untouched. It produces a positive color image. Then you can complete the color process by using a Blix or the Bleach and Fix from a color kit to remove the remaining silver, just as you do with E6 or C41 or ECN2. So you now have a color positive image. If your ECN2 bleach is ferrocyanide or persulfate bleach, you could use this for the rehalogenating step. No other bleach will work. The color developer can be ECN2, C41, or E6. If you use them at room temperature, you can leave the film in for about 24 minutes or longer. You can't overdevelop the film. You could leave it in all night and it won't be a problem. So there we go. So that's the plan, which means in theory that the role I developed from Thanksgiving 2023 that I did as a black and white reversal and came out nice, I could in theory turn that to color because I've already done a full black and white reversal on that. Of course, I risk ruining the film if I do, but that gives me, because I already have a good reversal processing done there. This is, oh, wait a minute. I have a few rolls of this stuff that I've shot, and most of them I think I did other things with, though. So there we go. That is what I am just learning right now. Sparky saying, you cut out, Johnny, audio. Are you using Brave browser? No, I'm using Chrome again this week. And Dune saying, thank goodness that dude is not into bob making. Oh, what's wrong with Bob? We like Bob. Or maybe you meant boob making. We like boob. Sparky writes, it sounds like Doc Watson is communicating with John. Dude, ready and wait. The Adrian Cousins? I did. I don't know how many there are. It's just a dude on Facebook that develops film. Okay, so Sparky's going to wait for the YouTube video verified still there. Well, there very well may have been a drop. And there very well may be another underlying issue that is just more susceptible to Brave. But if I get down to one drop per show, that's an acceptable level of error. But keep me posted if you find any more. So anyways, that is pretty much, you know what? Since I don't have any co-hosts, and basically I was like, well, Mod Pros are waiting all day, and I have film movie stuff to do. I don't know that I'm going to do a full 2 hours solo, but I'll connect and do my thing that I have, and then maybe we'll wrap early. But I'm not going to wrap early just yet because Mod Pro got to see the movie, and you all got to miss the movie. So we may as well show the movie again. Dude and I did a show yesterday. There's not more to talk about. So anyways, here we go. Here's the Christmas movie. This weekend, I mixed up a new batch of chemicals and processed this roll that I shot on Christmas, which is expired in 1995. So it is much easier stuff to develop than the other stuff I was talking about, and doesn't require all the other things that I need to deal with. So here we go. Here's my Christmas movie, or here's I trimmed this down a little bit because some parts didn't scan right. I need to go in and rescan it. But here we go. For those that missed it the first time around, Sparky writes, and just let us watch you develop film. Well, I did that once. It's not that interesting. Doom writes in, wow, that's cool. Film from the 1900s. Yeah. Does 1995 count as 1900s? That sounds wrong. That can't be right. Can't we round up? Okay. All right. We're gonna share the screen. I don't know why the issue came back again. So I don't know. Maybe I need to close some of my porn tabs on my other. Let's see. Let's close the Facebook tab. Let's close that tab. Do I have another tab open? I don't have another tab open. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. I'm going to. Anyways, first thing we did was one of my sisters had built this DIY photo booth box for her work holiday party, where she basically took a box, opened the top, opened the bottom, put a bit of bunch of garland around the edge of one of the sides. Had some like funny holiday themed glasses and headbands and things like that, and doodads for people to pose for pictures in the box and then take pictures with their phone. And no, Dune, this film was balanced for indoor use under light, so I did not shoot any outdoors on this. So there is no car shot on this film. But anyways, yeah, so we were all playing around with this photo box, and my sister is kind of like she's not a fan of the camera light. In fact, she gives me the look in this film for pointing the light. She was getting frustrated. I couldn't film her taking pictures because when I turned the camera light on, it would make her head cast shadows on the box and ruin her pictures. So she'd have to take pictures, and then I'd turn the light on, shoot film, and then they also made me get in the box, and so they could shoot film of me too to make it fair for everyone. So anyways, there's Kristen in the box with some kind of like a holiday light headband on that she's needing to duck down for, and there's some laughing going on. Well, I think they're laughing at me with my headlight, and Steph's trying to get her head out of the way of casting a shadow. Oh, there's Kristen with some blinking light glasses on now, posing for some pictures. Yeah, this is before they stop me from doing it while they're taking the pictures. So now here's my dad and my niece Gabby looking at the different doodads. My dad's got the blinking lights glasses on. Gabby's going to put some glasses on. There I am with some funky holiday glasses waving. And there's Steph giving me a look. There's Steph and Aiden. And there's Aiden and Gabby. Gabby's not liking this anymore. There goes the box. There's Steph giving me that look. There it is. Let's see if we can zoom in on. There's that look of you and your light. And Greg and his wife Kristen came, and there's their dog Charlotte. So Charlotte's running around happy to meet. There's Greg, Kristen, and Charlotte. And there's of course you can't have a Christmas home movie without some Christmas present opening. So there's Kristen opening up a present. That was my sister's idea with the box. There's Gabby opening up a present, and even though we talked about this, I did not get her this, but someone did get her Kerplunk for a gift. And then I used up the rest of the film shooting some movie of Momo looking around, not sure why I'm shining a bright light at her. No. None of the Gators' siblings are single now. We are all married up. So, Kerplunk, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I think when I was looking for gift ideas, I was somehow I forget who brought up Kerplunk. I think just like board games came up, and then I was thinking back. Well, I remember Kerplunk. Is that still a game? Do people like that? Maybe I could. But then I thought that's dated, and I don't know if that would go over. But then someone else got her Kerplunk, so I'm like, oh my god, I had that gift idea. It's a good thing I did it, or she would have gotten 2 Kerplunks. So there it is. There's my 2024 Christmas movie. I need to. There's still some spots of Remjet on that at the end with the cat, and some scanning issues with some dust that got in there. So I need to rescan that, clean that up a bit. But there it is. Sparky writes it, a person only needs 1 Kerplunk per lifetime. I don't know. Some people do lose their marbles, though. So, I mean, that could be a problem. If you got a Kerplunk tube and no marbles, that's, yeah. Or that's it. Kerplunk is a game with a lot of small pieces. You got all the pickup sticks that you got to arrange through the holes to set the whole thing up. Then you got all the marbles that drop down when you put. That's a lot of parts to Kerplunk. That's probably not a good gift idea, actually, now that I think about the logistics of Kerplunk. A game with lots of parts that can get lost, that has a long setup time, Bad idea. But I did enjoy playing it as a kid. I did like Kerplunk. Anyways. Dune writes in, is the boxing a tradition? No, actually, that wasn't even planned for us. My sister did that for her work holiday party. And when we were waiting around looking for things to do while we were waiting for my brother to get there, my sister's like, well, I still have in the car from the holiday party the photo booth thing. We could all do that. That would be fun. And so she just brought in. So it was kind of spontaneous for us to do it because she just had this that she put together for her office holiday party. Sparky writes, is she good at keeping care of stuff? Gabby. I think, I don't know, actually. My sister's probably good at taking care of Gabby's stuff, but I don't know about. But yes, that is a cute idea. Dude's absolutely right. That is a cute idea. We had fun with it, and it gave me an excuse to break out the train headlight, and be like, "I got the camera," as for my sister to roll her eyes at me, like, "Oh God, oh she hates that light." But anyways, so that's really all I have this week, and I still have no co-hosts. So yeah. So anyways, I guess this gives me something to try. Yeah. So anyways, that is my okay, let's see. Any Uber or DoorDash news or stories? No, I'm not done any. Well, let's see. I used the Taco Bell app to order Taco Bell during the office party, and it worked. And that was that. Barbara wants me to tell about the Facebook story. No. Some stories don't need repeating. Dude writes in, I just was hoping maybe someday she would come to a Christmas party and say, hey, this is my new boyfriend, Sparky. Yeah, I was having a problem with the Taco Bell app for a long time. Somehow, I don't know what happened, but I had my credit card saved in the Taco Bell app to make it easy to drunkenly order tacos, because this is a good thing. That way, if I'm ever, like, spend a late night with coworkers getting drunk bar hopping and get the train home, I could make tacos show up at my door as I stumble back from the train station. This is a good thing. But for some reason, my credit card got saved in there wrong. And I don't know if it was something went wrong with the app that caused my credit card entry that was saved in there to become corrupt, or if something happened that I typed it in incorrectly drunkenly one night, and it saved it when I typed it in incorrectly. And because every time after that, I'd have problems, and I'd have to manually enter in the credit card. And I tried manually entering it in and saving the new one and deleting the old one. And I was like, okay, good. The order went through. That means it's fixed now. That means the good one's saved. Next time I drunkenly order tacos, it shouldn't be a problem. And no, the 3 digits was not the problem. I know that much. But it seemed like no matter how much. So finally, while I'm in the process of getting drunk before the train ride, I'm like, well, before I get more drunk, maybe I should try to fix this credit card issue. So I went to the app and I deleted the credit card entry, and it wouldn't let me delete it. So I'm like, all right, well, I got my backup credit card. So let me add my backup credit card into the app. So at least I have a second option there. So I add the backup credit card to the app and it takes it. So then I'm like, okay, let me delete the other credit card. And it took me like 5 attempts to delete the primary credit card entry in there that never works and always gives me a problem, won't put the order in. And that it would like delete it and it would still be there makes me think that there was something corrupt there, that it had saved multiple entries of the same credit card, but was only showing it once. And so it didn't matter that I saved a good one in. There was a bad one in there. I don't know. There was something funky going on. All I know is I kept deleting the bad one until it finally disappeared and only my backup credit card was saved in there. And I'm like, fine, that's good enough. If I have to order Taco Bell using my backup credit card instead of my primary credit card, I'll just deal with ordering Taco Bell on the backup instead of the primary. So sure enough, I put the order in while I'm on the train on the way home, and it went right through, no problems. So I don't have problems. Anyways, Sparky asking if your 3-digit code was 666, would you still use that card? I would not. I mean, I would think that filters would be in place to not make a 3-digit code just repeat the same digit three times, because that's probably the most guessed thing if people are just mashing a keyboard is 111 222. I don't know if anyone gets up to 666, but I would expect that just wouldn't happen just because repeating digits are a bad idea for a security code. I don't think it would stop me from using it, because I do think that there are symbolisms and things that mean things, but I also think that if you start making these things affect your life in impractical ways, now you're going into superstition. So I'd probably just, I wouldn't go out of my way to use those digits in that way, but I also wouldn't avoid it if there was some practical reason by chance that those digits happen to come up. I don't walk under ladders, but I think that that's a practical thing more than a superstition. Some superstitions just have good reasons. Like, it's probably a bad idea to walk under a ladder because you might knock the ladder down and then you'd be that asshole that hurt and injured someone. That's... So I know I don't walk under ladders, but that's just because that's sound advice. That's not superstition. That's sound advice. Dune went in a different direction with this, not caring if he accidentally knocks someone off the ladder. He just wants to know if he can get a good look at something. All you gotta do is sign up for the Patreon, dude. You don't need to go walking under ladders. Anyways. Yeah. So that's really all I have for you heck, I gave you an hour solo show. That is more solo show than I am normally willing to give. And yes, we have now. Addie sent me a link about how most Americans agree with GOP's position of trans people. So Addie went for let's see if I can get him angry enough to talk to me again. And my response is I have blocked Addie's phone number on my phone. So there will not be further updates on Addie's attempts to reach out. I don't think I've left him any other way to try to get a message through. Yes, WTF indeed, Dune. WTF indeed. It's one of the biggest things that Addie trolls me on. Addie is such a fucking asshole when it comes to trans rights. He is absolutely, and I just don't have time for people like that in my life anymore. So on that note, I think we should we should open the show is what we should do, and then we should close the show because this has been another fun-filled edition of
Insert Title Here,
and we do try to be educational here, And I think Sparky learned that, yes, Johnny can be driven to blocking people. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess I could think of 2 people I've blocked. And both of them I've blocked today. And one of them's Addy. Okay, we should raid the Dallas Texan, and I need to. All right, so ModPro, how do I make it so you can raid? Because I'll absolutely let you raid. I have no problem with the. You are a moderator, so what do I gotta do to give you more access to my shit? I guess I could just give you my password. I'm kidding. All right, I had 4 cutouts in 30 minutes. Okay, I need to figure that out. I'll have to do a little thinking on that. So on that note, let's see. I don't think am I not following the Dallas Texan? Let's see if I can, let's oh wait, the Dallas Texan is offline. Is that the right one? Sparky giving out my password to people. 1 2 3 4 6 6 6. I don't think it's the. I think it is a computer issue. Let's see. Dune writes in, I learned that if you are on the phone while driving and you pass the exit with coffee, you should not yell at them for making you do that. Oh, I think you should. I think you just gave yourself and other people a good story to tell. So I got to make ModPro an editor, but we'll figure that out. You can change their role to channel settings. Okay, I will read that. But right now I'm going to wrap up and raid. So let's see. Who can we raid? You know who we can raid? We can raid Pineapple Hoops is who we can raid. So let's go ahead and let's raid Pineapple Hoops. And we will be back next week, hopefully with at least one co-host. And maybe some more news about film developing experiments. All right. I'll catch you later, and good night. And I still have to wait 5 seconds before. There we go. And now I can say good night.
That was perfect timing for this to come online.